Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, Makhachev says UFC 308 return is in question due to hand injury. Moving on, Belal Muhammad mocks Leon Edwards following UFC 304 title win. Next, Jon Jones reacts to Tom Aspinall's call-out from UFC 304. Moving on, Paddy Pimblett sends a message to his haters after sleeping King Green at UFC 304. Lastly, Kevin Holland versus Chris Curtis set for UFC 307 in October. UFC lightweight champion Makhachev has said his UFC 308 return is in doubt due to a hand injury. For quite some time now, Makhachev has been the king of the lightweight division. In recent times, he's been able to dispatch Charles Oliveira, Alexander Volkanovski, and Dustin. Now, many are wondering what's next for him, especially with there being no clear #1 contender who is available to fight. Makhachev clearly wants to cement his position as one of the best fighters on the planet, so whenever he's able to compete, he will take that opportunity with both hands. With that being said, he recently noted in an interview that a hand injury could prevent him from fighting at UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi. Here is what he said. "After the fight with Dustin, my fists hurt. A lot of things hurt. We'll take time. Everything is healing little by little, but my hand continues to bother me. An MRI recently confirmed that I have a partial ligament tear. Let's see if I can recover. If not, I might even have to have surgery. It is questionable if I will fight at UFC 308. We haven't talked about the fight yet. I am doing rehabilitation every day now, and we'll see how the hand goes. I really want to perform before the end of the year. So far, I haven't even thought about not performing. I want to come in shape, prepared, so that nothing bothers me." Before the last fight, there were also a lot of minor injuries. Everyone somehow accumulated. I want to give my body time to recover. UFC welterweight champion Belal Muhammad has mocked Leon Edwards in the wake of his victory at UFC 304. Last weekend at UFC 304, Belal Muhammad shocked the world. He defeated Leon Edwards in emphatic fashion, winning the UFC welterweight championship in the process. He predicted it would happen, and ultimately he was right. Ever since then, there's been a lot of talk surrounding a potential rematch. Some believe Edwards deserves the chance to win back his crown, whereas others are of the opinion that he needs to work his way back to the top of the mountain. During the post-fight press conference, Muhammad weighed in on this debate. Here is what he said. "Yeah, I'll give him a rematch in 3 years. Let him work his way back up. I think it was a dominant fight, and there really is no need for a rematch. He didn't have a long reign as a champion, where he is entitled to a rematch. For me, I came to his hometown in front of his people in enemy territory, so it was a layup for him, but I blocked it." Belal proceeded to take to social media and tease Edwards with a still image of the modified pile driver he delivered in Manchester. As you can imagine, the reaction to the Palestinian star's win has been mixed, and that'll likely continue to be the case. Would you be interested in seeing an immediate rematch between Belal Muhammad and Leon Edwards? Is there a chance it will happen before the end of the year? Let us know your thoughts in comments. Jon Jones has responded after once again being called out by interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall at UFC 304. Aspinall, 15-3 MMA, successfully defended the promotion's interim heavyweight title with a 60-second TKO victory over Curtis Blades, 18-5 MMA, in the co-headliner of Saturday night's pay-per-view event in Manchester, England. The victory marked the 31-year-old Brit's third first-round finish in a row, as he had previously disposed of Sergey Pavlovich in just 69 seconds at UFC 295. Following his impressive showing, Tom Aspinall proceeded to send a message to Jon Jones in his post-fight interview. Here is what he said. "Jon's the undisputed champion, but I'm the best in the world, if that makes any sense. We know what Jon's doing. Jon was there, crossing his fingers and toes tonight, hoping I'd lose to Curtis. Let's not bullshit about it. He posted about it loads anyway that I'm going to lose to him. That didn't happen, so that's the fight I want next." While Jon Jones did not share an immediate reaction to Aspinall's challenge, he did take to X on Sunday with the following message. "Supply and demand at its finest. I love it." Jon Jones is expected to return to the octagon at UFC 309 on November 9th at Madison Square Garden for a long-awaited showdown with former heavyweight kingpin Stipe Miocic. While UFC CEO Dana White would like to see Tom Aspinall serve as the backup for the Jon Jones vs. Stipe bout, the Tom Aspinall has a different idea in mind for November's pay-per-view event. Here is what he said. "Here's a thought for you. I was thinking about this the other day. What about, so they're saying that Stipe and Jon Jones are going to fight at Madison Square Garden in November. Why don't we do a tournament? We'll do Jon versus Stipe and me versus Alex and do a full-on tournament. 2 fights in one night, and let's find out who the real heavyweight champion of the world is. Do you think we will ever see Jones and Aspinall collide inside of the octagon? Who do you think would win? Paddy Pimblett was thrilled to shut up his haters by sleeping Bobby Green on the main card of UFC 304. Pimblett, 22-3 MMA, faced arguably the toughest test of his mixed martial arts career when he collided with Green, 32-16-1 MMA, last night in Manchester, England. Despite going a perfect 5-0 in his previous octagon appearances, many analysts and some pro fighters were certain that Paddy was biting off more than he could chew by taking on the 37-year-old Green. That, of course, did not prove to be the case on Saturday night. Instead, Paddy Pimblett silenced his critics by putting forth a sensational performance, which culminated in Bobby Green being put to sleep at the 3:22 mark of the very first round. After Green shot in for a takedown attempt, Pimblett quickly grabbed hold of a guillotine choke. Paddy then made a beautiful transition to secure a triangle choke, and after some adjustments, Green eventually lost consciousness. Following his impressive performance, which netted him $200,000 in bonus money, Paddy Pimblett sat down at the UFC 304 post-fight press conference and shared the following message to his doubters. "Oh, it's great. You can't beat shutting some dickheads up. It's brilliant. I love shutting up haters, lad. The amount of people say he's never going to be ranked. He'll never be good enough to be ranked. He'll never be in the top 15 and all that. Even fighters I've seen on YouTube talk shit, and then to just go out there and put on a flawless performance and absolutely school him, it was great." When asked about Green's decision to shoot in for a takedown, Pimblett admitted he too was caught by surprise. "I was surprised he shot in at all. He's had some brilliant stand-up fights with people like the Jim Miller fight. He stood with Turner. He's done 3 rounds with Rafael Fiziev, and he won the 3rd round, and people kept talking about that in the build-up to this. But everyone underestimates me, lad, just because I look like a 14-year-old girl." Following his sensational showing at UFC 304, Paddy Pimblett proceeded to call out Renato Moicano. Paddy also suggested that he and the Brazilian should be the coaches for the next season of Tough, as it would be comedy gold. Who would you like to see Pimblett fight next? Share your thoughts in comments. UFC 307 is set to deliver an exhilarating middleweight showdown as Kevin Holland prepares to face Chris Curtis in a highly anticipated bout this October. Both fighters have captured the attention of fans with their dynamic performances and engaging fighting styles. Kevin Holland, known for his aggressive striking and charismatic personality, has been a standout in the UFC's middleweight division. On the other hand, Chris Curtis has established himself as a formidable contender with a reputation for his resilience and knockout power. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.